Okay, we're going to make our next assignment, or our next inventor thing. We're going to make this block. So we've got a 2-inch by 2-inch block, and it's 2 inches tall. And this block has some things protruding out of it, and then there's a hole in the middle. So if you scroll down a little bit, they give you a little more detail. So we know the diameters of the holes are 1, and the distance, how to center them. And over here we know the size of the square and its size, and we also know how far they stick out. So we have all the information we need, and it doesn't tell us how far that top hole goes through, so we're just going to assume it goes all the way through. So we need to think about how we're going to make this, and we could begin by making a square and then building up, and then we could add these other things to it. We can make a square and go sideways, make a square and go down. Doesn't really matter, but we're going to make a 2 by 2 by 2 cube first, and then we're going to add this other stuff to it. So we're going to open up Inventor, and we want to start a new part file. Start a new sketch, and I'm going to build up, so we're going to do the XZ plane. And we said it was a 2 by 2 by 2 cube, so make this, and that's 2, hit tab, 2, enter, and there we've got a 2 by 2 block. So now we need to finish the sketch, and now we're going to extrude this up. So we're going to hit extrude, and it's 2 inches, hit enter. There we go, we got our 2 by 2 by 2 block. Let's go back to the plans. Let's go ahead and do the circle next. Oops. So the circle is going to have a diameter of 1, and it's 1 inch from the bottom and the top and from the side. So it's directly in the center. So we'll add it to this face. So we're going to start a new sketch, and we're going to start sketching on the face. So we'll select that face, and the circle has a diameter of 1, so we'll just click 1, enter. Now, just like before, we're going to use the dimension tool, get it exactly where we want. So we're going to click the center of the circle, and over here, bring it down, and we want that to be 1. Then we're going to do another dimension. Let's see where we can go from here to here. Okay, doesn't like that one. So we'll go from here to here. Oops. Let's try that one more time. This one, bring it over, and we want that to be 1. Now it's perfectly in the center. And just like before, we want to extrude that, and the distance that we want to extrude it is 0.5. So we're going to hit extrude and do 0.5. Okay, that part's done. Now over here, we're going to add a block. The measurements for our block are over here. It's a 1 by 1 block, and it's a 1/2 of an inch from the top and a 1/2 an inch from the side. So we'll do start a new sketch. That rectangle, we want 1, and then we'll hit tab, 1, enter, and we're going to dimension this now. So from the top of the cube to the top of the square, it's 0.5. Oops, click on it, 0.5. And then hit dimension, and then from the side to the side, then 0.5. Now it's perfectly in the center, so we're going to hit finish sketch, extrude, 0.5. You may wonder what these other little buttons are, so we could go the other way, which is what we're going to do next for our circle. We could split the difference, or we could make it uneven in any direction we want. But we're going to just stick with the one that we had at the beginning. Click OK. And now we're going to put our circle at the top. So just like the one on the side, We're going to have a 1-inch diameter circle, 1 inch from each side. Instead of extruding it out though, we're going to go all the way through. We'll make a hole. So we're going to start a new sketch. Top. Good circle. 1 inch. Dimension. Here. Here. That's 1. In dimension. Let's see, we'll do here. Here. That's 1. There we go. That's perfectly centered. Now we're going to extrude. Look on our circle. So now we are going to go the other direction. And we could type in a distance. We know that this is 2 inches. But there's a nice feature. You say to next. It'll just go to the next part. To the other side of the cube. There's other options, but we'll leave it at that. So we'll hit OK. And if you hit Shift and rotate, you can see we made a hole. And it's done. So you're going to save this. Remember to use the correct naming convention with your last name. This is Unit 1.6. And we're going to call this the, what do we call it? The sketch plane cube.